If we need to update our grades in School Tool and we're not using the sync from School Tool to Google Classroom, one of the ways that we can do that is use the Dualist extension that I referenced back in the September 28th 60 with Saint newsletter. If you're not familiar with Dualist, you can scroll down to the bottom of this newsletter and access the archived editions. Look for the September 28th issue. But if you are familiar with it, here's what I'm going to do. I have my Google Classroom open, my School Tool tab open. Okay. Then I'm going to come up here to the top and use the Dualist split merge windows. And I'm going to split my screen 50-50. So I have Google Classroom on the right or left, and I have School Tool on the right. In Google Classroom, I'm going to go to my grades. So now I have access to my grades. And over here on the right in School Tool, I'm going to log in. I'm going to find the corresponding class that I want to update my grades for. And I would input my grades. Okay, this is good if you don't want to print out your grades from your Google Classroom using copying the grades to sheets, and that's going to be shown at the end of this tutorial. But this is just one of the options you have if you're not using the sync and you want to put your grades without printing them out from Google Classroom into School Tool. If you want to split your screen on your Chromebook and you do not want to use the Dualist extension up here on the toolbar, Dualist right there, you can still accomplish this by using the shortcut Alt left hard bracket and Alt right hard bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to my Google Classroom, click on my grades, and I'm going to hit Alt and then the left hard bracket. And that's going to dock my window on the left-hand side. I am then on another tab going to go to School Tool, and I'm going to click and drag this out of the window so it comes over here. So now we have another window, and I'm going to use the Alt and the right hard bracket to dock School Tool on the right. So now I can review my grades on the left, find the corresponding class on the right, and input my grades without having to print them out.
Something you may want to consider if you're going to clean up your Google Classroom is printing a hard copy of your grade book from the Grades tab in Google Classroom. So what do I mean by that? If we are in our Google Classroom and I click on Grades, you see there's not really any option right here to print my grade book so I can have it all on one sheet. Okay, if I go up here to the settings wheel, it's just going to bring me to the class details and my grade settings down here. All right. However, if I go to my classwork tab and then I open any assignment in my classwork tab and I click view assignment, and then I go up here to the settings wheel, I have this option to copy all grades to a Google Sheet. So when I click on this, it's going to open up a Google Sheet. It has my students on the left, my assignments on the top, and the grades for each student right underneath there. So if we're looking for a hard copy of our grades for our students, this would be nice to have. You can print it or you can just store it right in your Google Drive. And then we can take that concern that we have about if we delete the assignments from our classroom, will the kids still have access to their work? And the answer to that is yes. The kids will always have access to anything they've turned in Google Classroom by using the class drive folder right here at the top of the screen. So when you click on this, it's going to go to the folder that's already been partitioned in your Google Drive. And then you can click on the appropriate assignment and you'll see the student's work in that assignment.